Hi, this is Hot Chocolate with Paul for Thursday, February 16, 2023. And it was just about 15 years ago this month that we had a fire in our apartment building. I got a call at work from my daughter who said that there was smoke in the apartment. And while she was on the phone with me, maintenance workers came banging on the door telling her to get out. And then she said to me, well, what about the pets? And I said, where are they? And she said, they're right here with me. So I said, well, why don't you get them out and put them in the car or something? So she got out. I didn't know how bad the fire was. It wasn't our apartment. It was in our building. It was actually the townhouse that was next door to us. Now, apparently, they had been getting the townhouse ready for a new tenant and were doing work in there. And somebody left a pizza box sitting on a hot stove, which is what caused the fire. Excuse me. So the whole kitchen went up in flames. And, of course, the smoke spread over to our apartment, our townhouse. Now, at that point, we had 2 bedrooms upstairs, a main floor with a kitchen, living room, dining room combination, and a half bathroom on the first floor, a full bathroom on the second floor, and a full basement for the townhouse. So it was late afternoon. It was really probably about an hour left of my work day, but my boss said I could go home. I called my wife at the time at school, told her what was going on, and she asked me to come and pick her up. So we did. And it was such a surreal ride because I knew that my apartment building was on fire, but I had no idea how bad the damage was at that point, or even if I had a place to live anymore. So it was a very surreal experience for me. And, going back a little bit, thinking back to the days when I was, before I lived in an apartment building. I mean, we had previously owned homes, but we decided to downsize that year. It was 2008. Actually, we downsized 2 years before that, but 2008. And we didn't know whether we were still going to have a place to live or not. So anyways, I picked her up. We got home, pulled into the parking lot, and it was nice to know that they were going to be there, because you ever get the feeling of being in shock when you turn down your street and you see emergency vehicles all over the place? Well, that's what it was. I mean, they had a ladder truck going way up, and it was quite a scene. So the apartment manager met me and told me that Melissa and our pets were over in the community center, and that's where they were hanging out until we got clearance from the fire department to go back into our apartment. So I decided I can't sit here. I have to go out there and see what's going on. So I went over and stood outside watching what was going on. By then the fire was out, so they were just doing final cleanup or whatever it was that they do. And finally we were allowed to go into our townhouse. Like I said, the only real issue for us was the smoke had done smoke damage. I mean, the smell was horrible. I just thinking about the chemicals and plastic and all that stuff that's in pretty much everything that you own. And when it starts to burn, the smell is terrible. So we walked around, looked at things. It was kind of interesting because a little bit of water actually managed to get through the wall, because our kitchen was up against the other townhouse kitchen. And when they were spraying water in the kitchen that was burning, some of it actually managed to seep through the wall a little bit. So we got a few little puddles or whatever, nothing major. But again, like I said, the smell was horrible. So we walked around, checked things out. Other than the smell, everything seemed okay in our townhouse. We were allowed to go back in. The Red Cross showed up. And let me tell you something. If the Red Cross ever shows up to your place after some kind of an emergency situation and they offer you temporary housing, take it. Because I was clueless as to how bad the smell was going to last and for so long. I mean, I thought maybe it would go away by evening. Not a chance. It really lasted for months after that. So, let's see, townhouse. What I was trying to say before was that the thought of living in an apartment building kind of freaked me out for a long time before that. I always worried about somebody in an adjoining apartment not being careful and causing a fire. So this was kind of one of my worst fears come true, even though it didn't really hurt us too badly. But just the fact that the townhouse next door to us did have a major fire. I mean, the kitchen was destroyed, and smoke damage in that townhouse was a lot worse because, you know, there were soot stains all over the place. And, you know, we didn't really have any soot stains in our apartment, just the smell. But, you know, I thought it would totally freak me out to even look in at an apartment that had been severely damaged by fire. Well, I looked in it and it didn't really bother me. I was actually more kind of intrigued by the whole thing. So we didn't take up the Red Cross on a place to stay. We did realize as the evening went on that there was no way we could spend the night in that place. So we got put up in a hotel. The apartment management said that they would pay for a hotel for us to stay in. So we did that for, I think it was 2 or 3 nights. And then they set up another, what do they call that? I don't want to say studio apartment, but a furnished apartment, I guess would be the proper term for it, where we could go and stay in a furnished apartment. And it ended up being about 3 weeks while they tried some cleanup efforts to get the smell out of our apartment. It never fully went away. I mean, we did have plans to move, I think, 1 or 2 months after that. And I asked them if they could move us out sooner, and they said no. But even after we did move and brought some of our furniture and clothing with us, some of the smell did follow us to the new place. We had decided to move to another apartment across town. Not because of the fire, but for another reason. So that was our experience. You know, it was a crazy time for us. The furnished apartment was very nice, by the way. I wouldn't have minded staying in there long term and get all new furniture. But that was our experience. Having your place on fire is not something I'd ever really want to go through again. So that is Hot Chocolate with Paul for today. Don't forget you can subscribe on my YouTube channel at Paul-Packish. And also don't forget that in a few days we're going to be starting a series of YouTube videos as Stacy and I do a daily vlog on a cruise we're about to go on. So we may not be up to date with me posting this on my Facebook channel, but our YouTube videos will be scheduled every day at 4:30 in the morning. So if you want to see us on a timely basis, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. So that's all for today. Have a good day.